Good day, and thank you for visiting my channel, Coin Lady. Now is the time to address the most pressing issue, an unexpected endorsement from the SEC Ripple, a price that appears to be a bit of a hurdle, and the need to ultimately reach an agreement. In particular, I'd like to dissect the Chris Larsen endorsement as it relates to XRP. Before we begin, please subscribe to the channel and give the video a thumbs up. At the outset, I should clarify that this has nothing to do with politics. In fact, it's probably about something I didn't anticipate discussing. I assume this isn't about picking a side or supporting a particular candidate. Something isn't quite right, and that's why I want to discuss it. Once again, I'm interested in hearing your thoughts on the matter, so please share your opinions in the comment section. Today, though, it got out that Chris Larsen has supported a portion of Kamala Harris's campaign, in addition to endorsing her for president. The fact is that I am confused by it. As I mentioned in my live stream, it may be some irrational chess player making a huge move that most of us miss. I don't get it. How anyone on the Ripple team could support Mo Harris, the current vice president, who allegedly agreed to include Gary Gensler in the upcoming possible government, just doesn't add up. Brad Garner House. Stay neutral on this. Now, many things that people may have doubted have caused ripples to shift. There has been much discussion on whether Ripple is really making progress. I guess I'm not in a place to debate it at the moment, but the story just doesn't make sense to me. Unless there's something else happening, something we don't know, it makes no sense to me at all. 88 additional prominent businesspeople have publicly endorsed Kamala Harris for president. The outcome will depend on us. Your thoughts on the matter are much appreciated, though. It seems like a bad choice to me. I disagree with it wholeheartedly. The political aspect, however, has little bearing on my life at the moment. Here in the UK, I fail to see how you could support the present administration while I engage in conflict with the SEC. That is completely perplexing to me, but in regards to our present president, I think you understand. Be sure to share your thoughts with me regarding the development of RL, USD, and Brad, who is currently working on expanding our reach to Tokyo and bolstering the narrative created in Japan. We now know that Medico, Japan, SPR Holdings, and many others are huge on crypto and are providing tax perks and incentives to blockchain technology investors. Where are the most dynamic and promising financial markets at the moment? In Asia, specifically Japan, Singapore, and the Philippines. This is yet another major shift. In such case, it's a brilliant decision. Once again, Brad is bringing up the fact that Japan passed some laws last year, and they went into force this year. Thus, plans to use stablecoins in Japan are currently in the works. Positioned as a possible leader in stablecoin adoption, Japan's financial service organizations have laid up a clear regulatory framework for cryptocurrencies. In light of recent events surrounding XRP, it seems like the perfect time to introduce RLUSD within that framework. Again, I believe this is a smart and calculated move by Ripple, and particularly by Brad Garlinghouse. Last but not least, they would prefer to release this quickly, which brings me to my last point. Since then, inquiries on the settlement have been widespread. Speculation about what was happening was rampant. At this point, the story based on that step's assumption is what interests me. What that means is that XRP or Ripple has offered to pay you $125,000 if you agree. Assuming you waive the right to appeal. Actually, they've both come to terms with that fact now. Consequently, it doesn't necessarily indicate that it's over. In fact, it only makes things take a little longer. What we do know is that they're willing to take both sides of the issue until they reach an agreement. The SEC has given its approval to the request, which is part of the proposed order that Ripple is also submitting today. The deadline for the order, which was 12.5 million ripples, was September 6, and the business is requesting that the court grant a delay. Prior to that day, Ripple informed the judge that it would deposit 111% of the ordered funds into a bank account for a duration of 30 days. Indeed, we must patiently await the conclusion of this matter for a further 30 days. However, I suppose there is some good in the sentiment. If the SEC were to sue them, we can be sure that the money would be diverted elsewhere. So, I suppose it's not a terrible thing in the grand scheme of things. What makes this so insane thus far? I won't bore you with the details anyway. The price action warrants our attention. With Bitcoin falling as low as 53.2, today is a bad day for cryptocurrencies. It was a wild day. The arrival of the weekend is upon us. We are well into Saturday here in the UK, and the day is filled with verdant foliage. We don't know what the weekend holds. Bitcoin could reach $50,000 soon, according to many experts. The price of XRP may drop below 50 cents again, potentially devastating to the market. As we approach September 18th, the date on which we are all anticipating the Fed rate decrease, avoiding a recession, and, ultimately, hoping that Bitcoin's price begins to move in tandem with many other altcoins, my fingers are crossed for next week and the week after that. Thus, we will observe the outcome. Crypto's strange world, but if you find out anything, I'll let you know. For what reasons do you believe Chris Larsen backed Kamala Harris? We are not discussing politics here. I would really appreciate your opinions on this. Seeing my video is an honor. Support my channel with a like and a subscription. Goodbye for now.